Okay, we're live. Hi, this is William Ramsey. Welcome to William Ramsey Investigates. On today's show, I have a very special guest, returning guest. His name is Sean McCann. He operates the Wake the Dead podcast. I'll put a link to the podcast in the show notes. Today's show will be a very dark show. It's definitely not safe for work. It may not be safe anywhere if you are on the ledge mentally or stressed out. This might not be the show for you, but it is part of this theme I've been doing within the last couple of months, is this deviant art world, or degenerate or transgressive, that Epstein was involved in. I would say heavily involved in. And it's this kind of new art that grew up after maybe World War II, or even after the 60s. It's fairly recent, I think, within the last 50 years. It's part of the change in the culture. And whether it's CIA run or some intel op, maybe is a larger question I can't answer. Certainly, I'm doing a show next week with Jeremy Kuzmarov about Timothy Leary and his direct ties to intelligence and his admitted ties to intelligence as a cultural change agent. And his connection to so many people in the counterculture, really, which become the culture. Like, he was friends with Leonardo DiCaprio's dad. His archivist was Winona Ryder's dad. Like, all these people who are A-listers, really, are filtered through this guy who was a change agent, a Crowley lover, and an intel agent. But this is kind of like this environment. Sean can go more in detail, but we're talking in the pre-show about a guy I covered who I didn't really know of, Andre Serrano. I'd seen his artwork, and I'd heard of Piss Christ, but I'd seen the Metallica covers, and then I'm like, oh, wow. So this is the guy, and he's very close to Epstein. And there are back and forth emails between him and Epstein for almost a decade, and close enough to Epstein where he's talking about going to see the Castro brothers. Raul Castro was just indicted. So there's political attachments to this. So some of these guys you may think are just artists, but they know a lot of celebrities and political people. And according to what Sean told me in the pre-show, this guy's the same way. This guy, Alex Gray, Grey, which I don't know much about. But we're going to learn more about it today, the deviant art or transgressive art, whatever word you want to use, of Alex Gray. So, Sean McCann, welcome back to the show.
Hello. It's I'm glad to be here with bringing you information this time. Usually lately you've been a guest on my show, pretty much every week. We've been diving deep into mind control and Epstein and all of that. So this is refreshing to be over here this time, and I thank you for inviting me. We're going to fix that problem of you not knowing about Alex Gray. This guy, everybody, I'm sure most of your audience knows of him. I was a fan of him. I was dazzled by his talent, and I was in art school. I read his book called The Mission of Art, which is really fantastic. I still think it's great. It shows the evolution of the human mind by looking at the art we've produced since caveman times up to Michelangelo and all this. He's really, I considered him a great thinker, and a very talented artist. I bought his book, Transfigurations, like a big table book. And I never really thought much about what the book says. I was just like, oh, this is great. And I didn't really think about morality or any of that stuff back then. Anyway, I discovered him by being a fan of Tool. I was, since their first album, I was a fan of Tool, and I'd seen them many times. And on the stage behind them in the Lateralis tour, there were huge fabric backdrops of the sacred mirrors and some of the other paintings that Alex Gray had painted. And it was the first time I'd seen paintings displayed at a rock concert. Usually it's like video stuff happening, or like the musicians up close, their facial expressions or things like that. It was kind of a new thing. I was like, okay, that's weird. And it was geometrically interesting. He Alex uses a type of sacred geometry often in the way that he puts them together. Yeah, that one he didn't actually do the last one, but the one before that, 10,000 Days and Lateralis, and let's see, I think there were 3 of them. Yeah, he did the inside cover of that one, Fear Inoculum, where if you see the image of the red figure with the blue back, okay, yeah, there we go. Lateralis. This is where most people's first introduction to this artist is this, and the cover is it's got clear sheets that give layers, kind of like an overhead projector back in the day. You could have those clear sheets,
Right.
and you open one and it takes one layer off, and then you open it again, it takes the muscles off and it's skeleton inside. You take another layer, it's like the brain and the nervous system. It's pretty interesting. And so that's where, okay, I thought this guy was pretty good, and he's talking about the evolution of humanity, and in his book, and he's got a lot of the Eastern tradition ideas, and he gets very heavy into psychedelics, and he promotes psychedelics, much like Tool in their later guys. And I was a fan of psychedelics. I think it's a great idea. It's great. And now I see him in a different light, because I understand morality in a proper way now, and now I can see how Alex is like this kind of guru guy. Yep, that's another one. That's from 10,000 Days.
He describes this as a blazing vision of an infinite grid of godheads during an ayahuasca journey. So
Right.
There you go. Total psychedelic stuff.
Yes. Yeah, right. The infinite godheads. And so like he tries to depict man like the basically he's like this guru like figure that people put up on a pedestal, and they worship him every Burning Man, and he's like granddad of all the trippers, and everybody loves and is comfortable around him. And if you look at what he talks about, I mean, I even have some clips. I don't know if we want to play them, but yeah, what a goofball. Yep. Yeah.
So there he is with some wrench or something.
Yeah, that's the Tool logo. Tool had, instead of I guess somebody made one of those themselves, but Tool had this logo, which is a wrench as a phallus, and it's kind of like the obelisk of the Freemasons and Egypt and all that crap. So it's like the male symbol, and in the Tool logo, actually, the two at the bottom, the testicle pieces, had black squares canted on their corner, which is double square. The black square goes back to the tesseract, and that's what the music is engendering that, and it's generating that and spewing that out. That's what.
Right. So it's a full
Exactly.
phallus. I'd never seen that. Wow.
Yeah, that's their old logo, right? And
you have the double square. Yeah,
that's right. So the double square, the black square, is another way of saying the tesseract, like square within the square, but it's the double square. And when it's canted like that, it's even more satanic. So yeah.
And these guys, Tool is totally occulted. Like the drummer's a folk Roley lover, and the lead singer's best friends with Joe Rogan. He and Joe Rogan are very close friends.
Yeah, Joe Rogan loves that dude. Yeah, Maynard is a real cancer. I hate that dude. But Maynard, the singer, the drummer is a Crowley fanatic and deals rare Crowley books, and his website is, his name is Danny Carey, and he's a genius drummer. He's the best drummer alive. But you know, and so moral relativism is kind of like this thread that runs through a lot of this stuff, you know. And so if you look into what Alex Gray, what his inspirations are, and how he got to be who he is, it's pretty interesting, I guess. He said that his main, like one of his main inspirations is Jean Delville, who is a French painter and a theosophist who expressed his theosophy in the paintings. Jeandeville. Yeah, that's probably him. If we could see some of his work, maybe that might help.
Yeah, it's described as an occultist, flat out.
Right. And so this is, yeah, right. I mean, it's beautiful. Some of the stuff is really beautiful.
Good. You can see the similarities right away, though.
Right. Yes. And there were other influences that, and so the theosophical ideals and the other types of philosophies are what is basing his understanding. And he is Alex. Yeah, look at that one right there. It's like the depicting the transcendental experience of ecstasy with the Godhead, you know. And oh yeah, that's actually
Satan's Treasures. Wow.
That's actually the cover of a Morbid Angel album. I remember that one. This is, Blessed Are the Sick. That's really one of my favorite albums. It's funny that I didn't know that he did that painting.
Wow.
That's Blessed Are the Sick.
But anyway, something Plato.
But like, yeah, some of that stuff. I mean, this guy is much better an artist than Alex Gray, in my opinion. But so this is where his mind was coming up in. And also, Alex has a love of death. I guess we'll put it that way. Since I guess, like in his biographies, Alex talks about how his grandma died, and then his grandfather died when he was like 7 or 8, and then he would like collect dead animals, and he was like a mortician for dead pets in his neighborhood when he was a kid, and he would like have funerals for them. Very weird. We can, if you wanted, we could go to that alexgray.exposed, and I could show her some stuff. So and I also have a video, but we can maybe see some stills from it, or maybe, I don't know, because I don't want to get any strikes. But there's Alex did a TED talk where he explains about his early work and talked about how he worked in a mortuary. Okay, that's on your side. That's fine. I'll stop sharing it. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
See it. I wasn't paying attention. This website says not safe for life, NSFL. So get ready, people.
Yeah, get ready. Right. So if you'll scroll down, this person who did this, I couldn't find the author's name. I want to thank them for all this research, because this is legit stuff, and they have references. There are links. It's just scroll down to the bottom, you'll find the references. That link didn't work, but all of these, we have PDFs. These are from interviews that he did, and magazines that he wrote into, giving his opinions. So if you'll scroll up here, we'll go to the okay, Alex Gray did the hanky panky with a corpse. Okay, And it says here, Alex Gray inserted his penis into the genitals of a dead woman who had donated her body as an anatomical gift for science and education without the knowledge or consent of the deceased or her family. Blind date pamphlet. You can buy this on Amazon. Lewis McAdams, 1981. Alex Gray, it describes how on March 16th, 1976, Gray and his wife Allison, herself a performance artist and photographer, and what Gray calls an active participant in the craziness, so she's a willing participant here, snuck into the morgue. While his wife took pictures, Gray picked out a female corpse, one missing its brains and the top of its skull. Why one that had been so mutilated? I guess because it horrified me. I guess that's what I wanted to experience. Then he and the dead woman made love, if you call it that. Did you ejaculate in the corpse? They asked Alex. And then there was a pause at the other end of the line. Okay. They were only afraid of getting caught. There is a depiction here of the photograph, but it's like a drawing someone made of the photograph of Alex doing the deed to the brainless woman. This is the cover of the pamphlet. There is a censored photograph, thankfully censored. Yeah, so if you look in his face, he looks pretty happy about it, you know.
Here's the thing: is like this is the same thing as like Abramovich. It's a performance act, right? It's performance art. That's the way they describe it.
And it's not in front of an audience. They just took pictures. They snuck in there. It's not. How performance is it? It's a ritual, right? So this guy he says that he was into polarities and stuck on polarities. That's why he named himself Gray, between black and white. And he wanted to unify polarities. So he figured love and death and bring those together. Ooh, right? He's such a great artist. There was another place where he wrote into Wet Magazine in 1981, talking to the editor about how he had another LSD experience, maybe, or a dream, where the soul of the woman that he had raped was very mad at him and would not forgive him. And he cried and asked for her forgiveness, and she did not forgive him. And he says that those morgue pieces, there was others that he did, informed his work today, and he would not be the, in quotes, shaman artist that he has achieved if he had not done those transgressive acts in the past. It was like an initiation into the. So he's so much of a shaman, he even violates corpses, right?
It reminds me of also Peter Christopherson, who was like a Crowley lover, musician, photographer, and worked in a morgue, in a mortuary. Like that was kind of like his go. Like he got used to being around dead bodies. It's just absolutely crazy.
So that's his current work now, shows the inner workings of that right there, the blacked out or the censored, that's a dead dog. He hit a dog with his car, and then he secreted it away, and he photographed its decomposition. Wow. The people that he worked with thought he was crazy. They were like, "Where'd you get the dog, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, that right there is called brain sack, where he ate a bunch of spaghetti, and then he cuts off his hair onto the plate. Then he puts the brain on the hair, and then he vomits with ipecac onto all of it and puts it in a bag." Okay, that is the psychology of the individual.
Wow.
Right. So like
I'm
when I was young, like I thought this guy was great, and my mom even got me a signed poster of one of his paintings, and I would look at the art all the time. And this this Wake the Dead here, my poster, the eyeballs are actually, I was looking at an Alex Gray piece of work with a kaleidoscope. That's how I did that with a photograph. Um, it's, but anyway, so like it seemed it's kind of personal to me, the way that he is held up with this like reverence, and people look at him like he's, the king of mystical states or something, but he's actually an atheist. And he promotes the all is one, you know,
right.
and it's basically the theosophy, and he also promotes the ecstatic state of peak drug experience. The promotion of all the drugs that they were doing in the 60s, and Tool itself is a replacement in a way for Grateful Dead. Jerry died, and then they gave Grateful Dead, or they gave Tool stardom. Like 1993, Tool went to Lollapalooza and became the biggest band ever. They met Timothy Leary at Lollapalooza in '93.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it was like their initiation, and then later Tool started changing their ways. They became more promoting it, because before there were a lot of like white hat jocks that would, like, the co-ed naked t-shirt type guys would go and get drunk and go in the pit and beat each other up, and but then they kind of transitioned their music, and Lateralis started with Kabbalistic lyrics, singing about 1 to 10, the soul coming down from into flesh, and all this high-minded ideas. They're trying to drag all these metalheads into thinking better, but it's at the same time they're facilitating the peak experience. People that used to go to Grateful Dead would they would take large LSD, and then they would smoke DMT, and then they would go to this white light, where they don't even see anything anymore. And like in the concert arena, they would save it for right then when Jerry's doing his, whatever guitar solo, and they're like, and it's a thing for them to reach that peak right then. And Tool is doing the same thing.
It's like a pagan ritual or something, almost like that.
Yes, and there's even quotes of Alex Gray talking about comparing how the dancing around the fire and the pagan rituals is the same as the ecstatic states that you get at a Jimi Hendrix concert or a Tool concert. I've even got a clip of him saying that, but we don't have to play clips. It's all good.
Well, we can try. I mean, I don't care. I'm not on YouTube. I don't, we can try. I want to see what this guy says. I got a YouTube clip. I don't know if you know this, Sean, but this kind of like half-shaved head, there's been some heavy-duty mind control people who've done this. So I don't know if this guy's history, but right around this time, there was a killer in Santa Cruz who like was normal and then did a bunch of acid and went on a rampage. Can't remember his name, but he shaved his head like right down the center. And then also Manson had this haircut. He had a half-shaved head at one point.
Really? It was wow.
Yeah, I got to see if I can find it.
That reminds me of, the Fiona Barnett says that the split brain programming is the core of all their MK Ultra, like Grok the Clown type trauma-based mind control, is to split the brain and to use the brains in separate, because the right brain processes like spiritually, like beyond time, and the left brain does all the math and stuff, but the right brain is the subconscious intuition, and that's how they can program the kids so perfectly, is by tuning into those different types of brain activities or functions.
Which is why like the left side of some of these guys' brains or faces have like scars or marks around the eye, because they're trying to access the right side. Have you heard that?
Yeah, because we're cross-wired, right?
Right. So your left side is wired to this side
Yeah,
and the opposite or something like that. I'm trying to
that's
find the
interesting.
Manson pick.
Yeah,
There's just one of them.
that's interesting. There's that guy, Shrek, Satanist, that did a movie about Charles Manson. Nicholas Shrek.
Nicholas
He
Shrek.
cut off one of his ears. I think it was his right one, but he said it was because he was studying Manson too much, and it just happened because Manson thing was like trying to chop off a dude's ear with a sword, and yeah, Nicholas Shrek, right? Yeah.
This is it. See that?
Wow.
This was John Lindley Frazier.
Wow.
There's Alex Gray. Same side too.
Wow, dude. I'll bet he did that in honor of this dude.
And if you read this guy, he was like, he ended up killing himself at Santa Cruz in the 70s, right? Close to when this picture was taken, 75.
Right.
But he went and killed like just a horror show. Like the guy was normal at one point. It was 1 year after Charles Manson led Helter Skelter, Santa Cruz Killer. And then he went and like wiped out a person. And he was signed with tarot, so it's an occult crime, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I never even knew about this.
Yeah, no, there were three. I did a show. There were three guys. It was the one big tall guy they did in Mindhunter was in Santa Cruz, Frazier, and there was another one. But if you hear his backstory, like he got schismogenified or something.
Right.
Like he was normal, and then all of a sudden he did a bunch of LSD, and like this is the outcome. Like it's just a mass murder. And then
I've done plenty of LSD. I've never done that before.
Bro, here's the other thing that's wild is that this is Alex Gray. I'm pretty sure in the background that is
Ram Dass and Ram Dass is on the right.
Robert Anton Wilson.
Right, exactly.
Do you know where Robert Anton Wilson lived? Santa Cruz for like decades.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's where this guy. That's all right. This is where this guy was from, Frazier. So this guy's part of the whole thing, man. He's part of this.
Wow.
Let me see if I can get this to play.
He does do a lot of paintings of like heroes in the movement. You know,
you weren't able to see this. Now you can see it. See it?
Okay. Yeah, I do see. I did see it before, but anyway.
Okay, let me see if we can play a little bit of it.
Okay.
Let's see if you hear the audio.
No, don't.
No audio. Okay.
See how it's metal injection album art? They're talking about Tool. Like that's the only reason Alex really has a career is because of Tool. Right? And if you look at the left one, that painting on the left behind them is the Bicycle Day guy, Albert Hoffman. And that's the molecule of LSD right there.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And like in his paintings, he'll do. Okay, yeah, I hear.
Can you hear the audio now?
I do.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
In his paintings, he'll like he'll put kind of like there's one like World Soul or whatever where it's like the Earth, but there's lots of little things inside like aliens and the Dalai Lama and all of these things that make you think about them. You know, it gives you puts these ideas in your brain while you're in that peak experience of, you know, admiring the glossolalia or whatever Terrence McKenna says, you know.
So he's part of like the counterculture, drug culture, and kind of new age.
Yes.
I don't know what you call it.
Terrence McKenna gave him his.
These guys are good friends too. Robert Anton Wilson and they're very close.
Right. And Terrence McKenna gave him his first DMT, smokable DMT, whatever. Yeah, he's deep in it. This Alex Gray is deep in it.
Wow, see, that makes perfect example because that's what Rogan did. He narrated that documentary called DMT, the Spirit Molecule.
Yes, right.
So he's right in the middle of all these guys.
Exactly.
Freaking Tool and this guy. Yeah.
And at Burning Man, like the whole what Burning Man is, the whole government operation of like it's on government land and there's government operators going and, you know, getting information from all these, trying all the new chemicals. And it's Really.
Bro, they don't have to go very far in Nevada. Like,
I
Area
know.
51's like right there.
Yeah,
They
dude.
probably just drive off Area 51. Let's go see what's going on at Burning Man.
Right. Yeah, let's kidnap some women and bring it over to Zorro Ranch or whatever. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Right.
There's so many military things in Nevada. There's just tons of space.
Exactly. Yeah, Burning Man used to be a bomb site where they would test bombs and shit.
Makes perfect
And
sense.
it's like the opposite of what humans need. You know what I mean? There's no water. It's all like it's 120 degrees in the daytime. Like it's hell. I don't know why anybody would go there on purpose.
It's in the middle of nowhere, man.
Yes,
it really is. Like,
right.
I think it's almost like 30 miles off the beaten path. Like it's even off of the freeway, which is the freeway from Vegas to like Elko into Utah. There's nothing there, dude. There literally is like nothing. Like Elko's kind of a small town,
like in the Fear and Loathing movie, how it's just open desert, right? Yeah.
It's like reservations and just like one car town or something, one pony town, whatever you call it.
It's bat country.
It's bat country. They're coming in heavy. All right, let's listen to this.
All right.
What do you hope that other people see in your work? The people who look at the Tool artwork and stuff like that, what do you hope that they take away from it?
I think with Lateralis, I guess there was a sense that we're really a package of miracles. We're multi-dimensional, multi-layered manifestations of a physical dimension of ourselves, and the psychical dimension of ourselves is just a fascinating thing to contemplate. But it's a very physically oriented kind of appearance. The next, the 10,000 days then was this completely out of the body kind of thing, and into like a spiritual world, into like the heavens, and so that was the net of being, that just was this endless interconnectedness. So I think that the idea that we have a body, but we also have this kind of timeless spirit that is there anthropomorphically represented by this kind of web of interconnected heads and things like that. So each one is a different kind of lesson, but I think that collectively they'll build. Now we're building Entheon, and on the 3rd floor there will be a special chapel for the sacred mirrors.
Can I just say something about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so they basically have their own cult. Okay, those two right there. So those that's Allison and Alex, and you can see Allison. She almost wants to laugh at him, like he's looking at her face while he says those things is funny. But anyway, so they basically have like their own cult. Every full moon, they do this ritual at this sacred space they built called Entheon. And it's got all their artwork there, and they invite all these tripping fools to come. And I guess they have security there to make sure that nobody like freaks out, or whatever. But they have contacted people every month that are high on whatever, and their loose minds are under the control of these two who run these parties every month and on the full moon. And yeah, wow, right. And what the full moon, what wasn't it Damien Eccles who put a glass of water out under the full moon?
Moon magic,
moon water,
drink it,
right? And didn't he submerge those bodies on a full moon, those poor kids?
I think it was a full moon. I think May 5th was a full moon.
Right.
It's positive.
Right.
He also drew things of human or baby sacrifice under a full moon. Like there's literally a drawing of it in the court records.
Yeah, I'm glad that you stay true to the court records, and I hope I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I won't mention the thing, but I hope it works out. So, but yeah,
yes, man, wow, and there it is. It's the Kabbalah on the floor. Like somebody's put
you need to
some freaking
share
work
that.
into this.
We don't see that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Gosh,
okay.
I'm not doing my job very well.
You're fine.
I'm like off on it. This is the Entheon website. Let's go to the beginning.
Okay, yeah, this is this building that they made, and the writing is Allison's creation. It's like a sacred writing that doesn't. They're not really letters, you know.
It's like Enochian or something like that.
Yeah, she got this vision of these letters on everything, and when she was high on smokable DMT, I think she says this is what she got when she smoked the DMT with Terrence. Is like the download of the letters, and that's what she does, just letters and geometric patterns. Some of her stuff is really nice, actually. It's they're pretty good artists. They're great artists. I mean, but you know, Alex is kind of jumped the shark. He's just a caricature of himself. Like he used to do a lot better stuff than what he does now. But anyway, yeah, this is their place. Love, Art, Spirit. Is that the commercial for their moon thing?
I don't know. But
So
this is trippy just watching it.
Yeah, right. So there's the sacred mirrors right there. Okay. So these are what he calls sacred mirrors. This building was built to house these life-size paintings of the human body transcending into the light body, right? And it starts with like cavemen, and then it goes to like, you know, us, and then it's got like the different races, the white and black and Asian and like that. And so like you go to each one, the male and female, and you stand in front of it, and it's like you relate to the painting. Oh, there's the one that's his Maui talk that I was going to play a little clip of. So it's like you are relating to the painting is you're human like it, you know, and then by the end it shows your, you know, the meridians of you know, like acupuncture meridians and stuff, and at the end it's like just light, you know, and it has the chakras in there too before the light, you know, and it, you know, and so it's like showing us we're not just human, we're also light, you know. And so it's kind of, it's weird because he's an atheist, you know. It's very weird. And
it has this feeling of like the Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, like Ashpuram or something. Like you got to come here and look at this building. It's just a big box. There's no windows on it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, whoa, it's like paradise. Like that's what paradise was. Like, oh, there he is, the picture with his hair shaved.
Right.
But the letters. Paradise comes from like this word in Persian where like you would go in and it was the assassin guy or whatever. And, you know, nothing is true. Everything is permitted. It was inside this thing. You'd be in paradise.
Sabah. Right.
And then you'd walk out and it'd be, wow, this is wild. So you're basically in a containment box, no external.
Right. Where they control all of your input. Yeah. And then they give you the words and they tell you the lines and stuff. And
look at this. It's crazy.
It's like a strip club, you know what I mean? Like there's no windows. Like drive by, like ooh, dirty stuff goes on in there.
That's why gambling places have no windows. They don't want you to be distracted at all.
What time is it? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Which way is north? I don't know.
Yeah.
Which way is south? Dude, I literally walked through the Venetian once, and within about 100 steps, I didn't know which way north, south, east, and west were. I could not figure it out. I was like, what is this? How do I get out? And all like the escalators are at weird angles. They're not even at 45-degree angles. They're like at 56. Like they're not like squared up. It's wild. But this reminds me of that.
Walmart wishes they had their designer. So
okay, they're working on it.
Yeah, I was getting there. Yeah, right. So okay, there's Adam and Eve.
Oh well, you know who's figured it out is what's the blue and gold place from like Sweden? IKEA.
Oh,
IKEA is the same way. They don't have you walk on an angled path. You're kind of like going around a zigzag.
Yeah, and they give you a free ice cream, and they just like to push you off into this.
Keep going, bro. Keep going down the yellow brick road.
Yeah, right.
There's a purchase down there.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Wow, this is
so this is the place that they bring him to, and this is the kind of artwork. There's Albert Hoffman again, and so this they, like you said before, the guy, the other one, there's a cultural change agent. So is this guy, Alex Gray, cultural change agent.
Yeah, Robert Anton Wilson, Leary,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
cultural change agents.
Right. So this is a modern, depiction.
Yeah, this is just another one.
He did a painting of Terence McKenna's Stoned Ape. If you scroll up a little bit,
Stoned Ape.
there's they're on the left. The green, the male and the female are like they're eating like mushrooms, I think, or maybe that one's Adam and Eve. But there's another one, Stoned Ape eating mushrooms, and then he like speaks language, and
So the mushroom is what the spiritual.
It's what brought us out of the apes and into man, like that's Terrence's idea. But Alex is taking Terrence's mythologies and he's turning it into a picture for people to contemplate while they're in their peak experience.
Look at all this staff. So he really does have a whole crew, man.
Yeah, right.
Look at this. Like, this is 2025.
Yeah.
He's got the triangle with the eye or whatever in it.
Oh, right. That's another thing. That's his logo, whatever. And that, it can mean a good thing. Like I said in our other episodes, the Eye of Providence could be representing an awakened consciousness and, the third eye being awake. And so he could be using it like that. But still, people will recognize it as like, oh, that's Illuminati. Right. Like I've got a shirt where it's like the pyramid from the dollar bill, but instead of the eye, it's got an anarchy A. I sell them on my page. And we went into a phone store one time to get my wife another phone. And the guy behind the counter was like, from across the room, he just yells, Illuminati. And I was like,
I just knew it.
Yeah, okay, guy. But yeah. So like if people are hip to that kind of thing, those are the kind of trigger symbols that brings that to their imagination.
Right. And they're in Wappingers Falls, New York, like upstate New York. I think that's close to where they had the other place that Leary was at.
Yeah,
What was that place called? It
was the Mellon.
Millwood, something Wood.
Was
right?
it the Carnegie Mellon or the Mellon family? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was Mirkwood.
Mirkwood, that's from
close. It was something
the
Rings.
Like that. The Mirkwood. I know Mirkwood is Stranger Things. I forget. Anyway, but yeah. So not only did he rape a corpse, he also does performances where he kills a rat. He'll just kill a rat in front of people, and they can watch it die.
Millbrook,
right? Yeah. So like this dude is not a morally good character, and it seems like it only makes sense that the death cult would hire this guy who literally made love to death.
right.
As this, just like how they hired Kinsey for all their sex stuff. Like, okay,
right, but this guy, he has money. Like that's $1 million project with all the art and everything.
Right.
And the staff and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whoa, this is expensive. Literally, Millbrook is 10 miles away from Wappingers Falls. Like, literally, you could just jump.
It's probably also, or it's probably Mellon's land. It's probably the same land,
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
10 miles is not that much for a rich family.
It isn't. It isn't. Right. They're close enough to like make that drive out there from,
of course,
New York City too. Like, hey, you want to go north?
Right. And then they had the whole, 69, the Woodstock and all that crap up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woodstock isn't that far. It makes perfect sense. Woodstock is like another 20 miles. I mean, here's the map. I'll bring it up. Let's see if I can show it.
Like Alex and Allison were going to do it in New York City. They were going to have it right in the middle of New York. And that didn't work out. So they went up to where they're at now.
They're at Wappingers Falls. Here's Woodstock. If you see my mouse,
right,
that's Woodstock. There's Millbrook. That's where Leary was, and all that stuff went down. And here's Wappingers Falls. It's literally like a 10-mile radius. Like
Wow.
it's the epicenter. There's all kinds of there's like other stuff up here too.
It's on that river too. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That river has got a lot of stuff going with it. A lot of
But
occult
there's
stuff.
something else up here too. There's like some kind of like other schools and Nexium's up around there too. All this weird stuff. I think they're out of Albany, but anyway, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
This
So-
is wild stuff. I never knew about this guy. It's weird too because the same thing happened with the guy like Andreas Serrano. Like I've seen the artwork, I just didn't make the connection. And now I like Tool. Like now I know the connection. Like, oh, this is where this art is coming from.
Right.
That makes perfect sense. It all works
Right.
together.
Just like how it makes perfect sense that Tool would be blasted out into the consciousness of America and the world after Grateful Dead is finally done. Like Jerry dies, and then '93 they got a Tool with Lollapalooza, and it's and Tool is. They were at least uplifting some pretty satanic ideas, like life feeds on life. This is necessary. Like these mantras that they like push into your head while you're like doing the peak thing. Now I think their mantras are a little better. I mean, but
some of his other stuff is really satanic, dude. Like if you've heard like his one on a different band, what's the lead singer's name again?
Oh, Maynard James
Maynard.
Keenan.
He does another thing called like
Perfect Circle.
Yeah, Perfect Circle and smiley faces. And
Of course.
some of it's really blasphemous, like
Yeah.
F
He's
your
got-
God and stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, he does that. Yeah, he does that. That was real popular back in the day. Nine Inch Nails would sing about that, and all them in the '90s. That was a big thing, and I think that's part of why they put that out there. Like metal became the new psychedelia. It's not just Tool. Other metal bands went slower and deeper. Like some of the most amazing music I listen, like the most psychedelic and amazing music that I listen to is metal. It's kind of the same way that even now, like they had pop country, they had metal was in the pop for a while with all the hair bands and crap, and then they transitioned it after the grunge, and Tool was part of that grunge thing. Like Tool was riding on the coattails of the Melvins, and the Melvins were the epicenter of the Seattle music scene, and they were Nirvana's favorite band. The lead singer of Nirvana, they idolized the Melvins.
The
And-
Melvins, right? That was a
right.
huge inspiration for Cobain. I remember that.
Right. And so Tool, like Maynard, would travel up from LA to Seattle just to hang out with those guys, the Alice in Chains and Lane Staley and the Melvins and all that, and to become friends with them and stuff, and basically like drain their talent and their inspiration, and brought it back to LA, and LA became the epicenter of it, just like the Laurel Canyon thing. Instead of San Francisco, it was LA,
Right.
So like Maynard was part of the operation with that. And I think there's a lot going on with how, and so like Tool's first single, Sweat, on their first album, forget the name of the album. Anyway, it was Opiate. I think Opiate was their first album, which has like a priest with demonic looking priest on the cover. And the song Opiate is pretty anti-Jesus,
Like opiate to the masses, right? Isn't
right.
that-
Basically. Yeah. Right. And, but in that single, there's a line from the song where it says, "Seems like I've been here before, seems so familiar. Seems like I'm stepping into a dream within a dream," right? But that "seems like I've been here before, seems so familiar" is from the Grateful Dead song Born Cross-Eyed, which is from Grateful Dead's first album. And
So
it
they're
is
carrying on the tradition. Wow.
exactly, literally, it's right there. Yeah, right,
Makes perfect sense.
right.
The mental hospital where Dan White and Sirhan, I think, was at Tascadero. I'm not positive, but they were best friends. Dan White, the guy who like killed Harvey Milk, and
Oh, wow.
George Moscone is best friends with Sirhan. And then Sam Kinison did do a bit on necrophilia, but I think it was based on a true story. Have you ever seen Sam Kinison's bit about necrophilia?
Never saw that one. No.
Okay, it's right in line with this subject matter. I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Kinison could go the distance, man. He could really break through the barriers, because the necrophilia bit is something else.
It's magic for the way a comedian can take a topic like that and make it funny, like.
Have you ever seen Kinison like not on a stage? Like, he's very lucid. Like he's I thought he was intelligent. I mean, he's obviously has a persona, but like when you talk to him, he's like, yeah, oh yeah, well, I'm doing this, and I feel like it's my First Amendment rights to speak as I want. It's really interesting to see him off stage and talking more. Apparently, he's a huge cokehead, and
like, obviously, when you see him on stage, like, holy shit.
I'll play it for you now. Like, we'll probably wrap this up. I mean, I feel like we're at the 50-minute mark.
We pretty much, I think I said what I need to say. People can look further into it. There, special thanks to whoever did this, alexgray.exposed. It doesn't have Alex. That's the website, alexgray.exposed. And there's all the links. People can look and learn more about the truth of what Alex Gray has done, and how he doesn't say it was bad. He doesn't, he says that it was necessary for his evolution as a shaman or whatever. So he stands on his immorality, and I think that people shouldn't think of him as such a wonderful person. Maybe he's talented, maybe he has written a good book, but I would not say he's a good man. And I guess we'll leave it there. Yeah. So there is no author's name, so I can't really say thank you, but this is not my research really. Like, I discovered this, and it was shocking enough to me that I wanted to share it with everybody. So thank you, William.
Yeah. alexgray.exposed. And they say here, it's not safe for life. And it's also, there's facts and evidence, and some analysis and opinion has been included. So there is a disclaimer. So take it with a grain of salt, but it is pretty interesting.
She or he or whatever gives their opinion at the end of like why it matters and this kind of thing. So that's probably what the disclaimer is about. Yeah.
This guy reminds me a lot of like Peter Christopherson. It really comes to mind. But also these change agents who kind of work in different mediums and stuff too. And also kind of like Jared Leto, like he's an artist, but he's got some kind of weird group. Like he wants to have a group of people. And this guy does too, man. That's 2025 with that building. This is, contemporary.
Right.
It's something happening in the past.
Right. It happens now. So. And just another thing real quick. I saw that Jared Leto is offering buy one, get one tickets if you scan your retinas or something. I forget what it was. Like yeah.
I'll have your ID forever.
Exactly. Yeah. I forget exactly what it was. But
more
it was one of those
more ornate than your fingerprints.
Right? Just get the Neuralink and you can get a free ticket to Jared Leto. 30 Seconds to Mars guy. But yeah, so
talk about a smiley face occultist. Holy smokes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Where can people find your work, Sean?
You can I run Wake the Dead podcast, and you can find Wake the Dead pretty much at all the audio podcasters, and I am on YouTube and BitChute and Rumble and Odyssey as well if you want to find the videos. And I post everything, all the links, and I do have a donate page and a t-shirt selling. I sell designs that I've created on my website, which is onegreatworknetwork.com/Sean-McCann. It's not actually my website, but I'm given a page there, and I can do all my operations from there, and I hope that people visit. And thank you very much, William, for sharing this. This one was on the back burner for a long time. It's kind of one of those subjects I don't really want to talk about, but it's good that I got it out of my system because
it fits into the whole deviant art thing and
does.
Epstein. Like, it just shows these guys aren't just artists.
Right.
They're culture change agents. They're connected. They have friends in right places. It's very, there's the ominous parallels, to say the least, I would say. So people check it out. Wake the Dead podcast, Sean McCann. Anything else you'd like to add? Anything else?
No, just I look forward to the next shows, the next ones that we do. You know, we have on the docket, we're going to be talking about the FBI intake files. Hopefully this weekend or next week or whatever.
Yeah, Sunday.
I look forward to that.
We've been going Sunday since before Charlie Kirk was killed, September 10th, 2025. So it's been August. Off and on, we took breaks and stuff like that. But
sure, we're humans. We got to take a break every now and again.
We're pretty consistent, and we roll for 2-3 hours, you know, at a time. So if people want to join the chat or join the chat here, we just chose not to do it on YouTube just because this is not YouTube friendly at all. But this will be our 32nd completed episode. So you can go back through Sean's catalog at Wake the Dead or mine and listen to some of the other ones. We've done so many other great shows on different topics and similar topics to this. So those are still contemporary. They're not, most of the shows that I've done with him are, you could listen to these 10 years from now and still listen, you know, glean good, edifying information like this. Like this helps you kind of make more connections in this kind of countercultural world and what they're promoting. A lot of people, like I grew up in Northern California, and I know of people who went totally insane from psychedelics. Like they didn't come out the other side. And it was also promoted when I was a kid, you know, it was promoted as very cool and like adventuresome, and this is the new frontier. And a lot of people was just you just got really high. That's really
right.
Like it was just an excuse to get high. Like I don't know if people who came through, like I don't know, maybe some people did have great experiences, but it's just like ayahuasca. It's a roll of the dice. You're rolling the dice with some heavy duty stuff. Especially
with like a lot of like LSD is dissolved into paper. It's invisible. You know what I mean? Or if it's liquid, it could be a research chemical. It could be LSA. It could be something else, you know, could be like it could be not LSD. It could be something that was concocted in some weird basement somewhere. You know, that's the risk with that stuff. With cannabis, you look at it, you know what it is. You know what I mean? Like fuck mushrooms, you can tell. Like, but it's tough with
It's the same thing with pills today. You don't know what they're cutting stuff. People are super irresponsible.
Right.
There was a rumor when I was growing up. I probably passed your era, but like they were cutting LSD with strychnine.
Oh, so right.
Like,
yeah,
that was a rumor. I never knew if it was.
No, I think it was for helping it adhere to the paper or something. It was like to help it. But then I knew goth kids that would do strychnine as a drug. Just strychnine, like
that's high risk.
Yeah, pretty crazy motherfuckers. Yeah, they're crazy.
I mean, some of these people who came through the other side are very lucky because some people didn't make it through. That's really the truth.
Right.
And I've seen acid casualties in Northern California. Like it's not good. Like, and I can list at least 5 on one hand. You know.
And you know what Alex Gray is promoting and what Tool is doing. You know, they need to sell these drugs into the market, and they need the drug users to use them. So they got to give them an excuse to go do that, so they can sell them more drugs and like, you know, keep zorching their minds, whatever, you know. So like, they have to have exactly. Like they have to have somewhere that this can be accepted and promoted so that, you know, it'll facilitate their other operations.
Just like Burning Man, right? Like Burning Man is now, it's now a business, just like Grateful Dead shows. Like, oh, we're just traveling around. No, those are huge money makers, dude.
Yeah, they call it Shakedown Street, where everybody sets up their wares and stuff. And yeah,
there was one thing, I think that one of those last tours before people died or something was like the #1 earner of like the tours. Like I remember tens of $1 million were made on one of their tours.
Right.
And that's just ticket sales.
Right.
So imagine what's going on outside.
Right.
Sure.
And half the people didn't pay their tickets. Like, I got in to Grateful Dead show for free myself, you know, like pay for 2 or 3 tickets and have like 5 people walk in and just give them a handful of tickets and run. You know, it was
So
fun.
crazy. I used to see them like where I grew up. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's fun. You know, it is fun if you have a strong mind and, you know, and you can, and, you know, it's good to witness these kind of, you know, scenes, but, you know, keep your morality. If you have your morality, then you're good. Everything else falls away. Like, you know, you don't need to worry what's going to happen. If you're a good man, if you're a good woman and you're not hurting anybody, then all's good. But if you're like raping corpses and killing rats and, you know, it's going to catch up with you. You know, you're not going to. So anyway, like people, good. There's lots of good people in a Dead concert. You know, not everybody is, but you know, even a Tool concert, like I was there. You know what I mean? I saw them 10 times. You know, like, I'm not going to pay the money anymore. It's crazy what they're charging, but
what's a ticket these days?
it's
I
last
think they're
time.
back on tour.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're and they're also going to get a residency in Las Vegas. I think they're at that big dome or whatever, but because they do a crazy psychedelic display of, you know, while they play, it's really something else. But yeah,
this guy's art is extraordinary. Whoever this dude was,
Jean Delville. Yeah, it is really beautiful. Yeah,
he's a great artist. I never heard of them. I'm glad he came to my attention.
Awesome.
Like these are. This guy's better than Alex Gray.
Yes, very much so. I agree. Yeah.
It's got that kind of turn of the century vibe to it,
right?
In the best way possible. Yeah. Sean McCann, Wake the Dead. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Great show. Great show.
Awesome.